Across Britain, there's a hidden network of canals, more than 2,000 miles long. Many of them cut through some of the most stunning scenery. And in this series, I've chosen 8 canal trips, the very best, from the west coast of Scotland to the southwest of England.
I'm going to take part, aren't I?
I'll be exploring their stories.
Am I helping?
Discovering why and how they were built.
A spectacular piece of engineering.
And looking at their impact as Britain moved into the industrial age. On this trip, I'm exploring the Trent and Mersey Canal. It provided a crucial link from the potteries in Staffordshire to Liverpool and the world. I'll be visiting the pottery factory founded by Josiah Wedgwood, the leading light behind the building of this canal, and finishing my journey in Britain's brewing capital, Burton-on-Trent. Along the way, I'll be sampling life both on and around the canal.
This canal trip, and it's a good one, starts on a river. This is the River Weaver in Cheshire, and very soon we're going to join the Trent and Mersey Canal. 250 years ago, it enabled the potteries to become a world beater. And the fun starts just here. Look at that.
It's the Anderton boat lift, a miracle of engineering built in 1875 to allow boats full of cargo to be lifted up the hill. The lift provides a vital connection between this river from Liverpool and the outside world and the canal, which is 50 feet above. The Anderton lift is the only one of its kind in England. Manoeuvring into it is tricky, so I'm lucky to have an expert and engineer, Peter Marshall, who worked on its recent restoration.
It's wonderful to see something like this that's working, bringing it back to life. Quite the sort of thing the lottery should be doing. Now, that's my own personal view. Am I biased? Of course I am, but you think that too, don't you?
Well, I think exactly the same as you.
Yes, quite. This is great.
My boat and all the water it's floating on will be raised up onto the canal.
These sprockets and cogs that you see up here were built by André Citroën that went on to make Citroën cars.
Now you can see the V-shaped of the cogs. That's a Citroën sign, isn't it?
Up we go. It's magic. In 30 minutes, we're at the top. And here we are, on the first leg of our journey, heading south through Cheshire on the Trent and Mersey Canal. We'll be passing through the potteries, and we should end up in Burton-on-Trent.
Oh, I like this on Golden Pond. Do you remember the film?
Yeah, on Golden
Jane
Pond.
Fonda and her dad.
That's the one.
I think I've got the mood already.
Certainly
That's it.
has.
We're old, but we're enjoying ourselves.
That's it.
Yeah, I think I can identify with that. That looks good. Very efficient. Really good. Yeah. They need a bit of encouragement.
We've come to Middlewich in Cheshire, and they've got the bunting out for us. Nice to see they've made the effort. Oh, no, it's actually their summer festival.
They get together, there's music, there's dancing.
That sounds good, though. Sounds like us, yeah?
It sounds good to me.
The witch in Middlewich means salt, which has been mined here since Roman times. And pepper, well, that came later. At the end of the 18th century, thanks to the canal, the salt business boomed. People here should be celebrating salt. It made this town, but they're just having a good time.
We're going into a lock, which is called the Big Lock. And this lock was built to accommodate the salt barges, which were wide beam.
We could be old sea salts, couldn't we, or old salt dogs? Hello. I think I'll run for mayor. You know, I think I could get it. Yeah, the festival is open.
I think you'll get the job, you know.
So?
It's a done deal. I'm sold.
I learned this from John Major. People don't have to wave back. You're just It would do the whole thing. Wave anybody. Are you the Rose Princess? You are. Well done. You look great.
Newark, you see, they've come from Newark.
Hello. You're looking good from Newark. That's a long way, isn't it?
Yeah, I came up yesterday.
Did you come up yesterday? Yeah, that's great. Solitude. Are you on your own?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
That's brave.
Yeah, she's on her own.
Going along the canal, it takes you right back into Britain's past.
Hello.
In the 18th and early 19th century, canals like this helped Britain become the most important industrial nation in the world. The canals were a cheap and efficient way to transport everything, from salt to coal to steel. And with a narrowboat, just one horse could pull a cargo weighing 30 tons. And now we're heading south to where the Industrial Revolution bloomed. As we approach Kidsgrove, there's a mysterious change in the water. It changes colour from clear blue to tomato soup. Skipper Dave Till knows exactly why that happens.
Why is the water this strange colour?
It's from the mines. When they abandoned the mines, they left all the steelwork in, the railway lines, the old trucks and that. And over the years, it slowly rotted away and come through the tunnel into the silt.
So it really is rusty water then?
It's literally rusty water, yeah.
Here at Kidsgrove, the canal builders faced a major obstacle. A steep hill stood in their way. We're heading through the tunnel that engineer Thomas Telford built.
Right, just
Okay.
line her up.
Yeah.
Let the tunnel
Slow down
take
a
us
bit.
in.
Constructed by hand, long before the advantage of satellite navigation, the tunnel runs straight for over 1.5 miles. It took 2 years to build and is lined with over 7 million bricks.
Well, it's a bit creepy, really. I'm glad you're with me. You can imagine me scratching my name, you know.
Oh, yeah.
JS was imprisoned here for years and years and nobody knew. It's, oops. In olden days, they wouldn't have any lights, would they?
No, none at all. Just a candle on the horse's head and a little lantern at the front.
It would look like this.
This is it.
It's creepy, isn't it?
It's very creepy.
You need, of course, a lantern.
A lantern?
And also, in these conditions, you need a ghost story.
Oh, yes.
And of course there is one, the Kidsgrove Boggart, based on the story of a woman murdered by a boatman in the tunnel who returned to reap her revenge.
Halfway through the tunnel, the headless woman appeared, wielding an axe, and she killed him, cut off his head.
Right.
Oops.
That sounds a bit like a ghost. Ah, I'm looking forward to being out of this tunnel. How much longer have we got to go?
We're about halfway.
Halfway? Blimey. I just think we'll never get out of here.
But after 40 long minutes and nearly 3,000 meters, I was through, unscathed. After the Harecastle Tunnel, we're in Staffordshire, potteries country, and we're heading for Etruria, home to the most famous pottery of all.
Now, you want to turn in two hitches, don't we?
Yeah.
Josiah Wedgwood, who championed the Trent and Mersey Canal, made sure that it ran alongside his new factory at Etruria, where it arrived in 1777. Wedgwood was a visionary industrialist, and the company archives demonstrate his commitment to building the Trent and Mersey Canal. These communications by water also greatly contribute to the benefit of the merchants who reside at the ports where they terminate, by enabling them to export greater quantities of goods from those parts which lie at a distance from the sea. And I'm talking about my business. Wedgwood was right. the building of the canal transformed his business. Today, the Wedgwood factory has moved a few miles away, but his pottery is still known around the world.
This is the creamware that Wedgwood had his first big success with. This sort of stuff was made in China for thousands of years, but he began to make it here in Britain. The trouble was he needed to transport it to the ports so he could export it. He once said, "I want to conquer the world, vase after vase." But to do that, he needed canals.
The Wedgwood factory stood by the canal right up until the 1930s, transporting their fine pottery all over the world. They were mass-produced here by hand. At the new factory, Wedgwood ceramics are still made in the same way by potters like Chris Mottram, keeping the old skills alive.
OK, that's the throwing.
That's the throwing.
Right.
It's going to turn into a small Portland vase.
All right. How long did it take you to get good at this?
Roughly 2 years.
2 years?
Hard training, yeah.
What, wrecking pot after pot?
Yes, that's it.
It looks a bit bigger than that, doesn't it?
That's your high gauge you've got to go to.
OK, we still haven't got to that. Am I helping? Well, I think up a bit. A bit more confidence, Chris, I think.
More confidence.
I think maybe another 2 years training, you can get this right. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
I think that looks good. Now, if you've made a mistake, can you go back?
No.
No. Well, it looks very good.
Thank you.
Once it's all done, how much could you sell it for?
£500.
£500?
Yes.
Blimey.
I think Josiah would be proud to see young Chris carrying on his traditions. Wedgwood needed the canals to move his chinaware around, much better than using the roads, which were at the time, well, hazardous.
Blimey. There's another one. Oh, like a bull in a china shop. No wonder Wedgwood wanted a canal.
The Trent and Mersey Canal soon became a busy working canal, but now it's mainly devoted to leisure craft. It's reckoned there are more narrow boats here than ever before. It's easy to see the attraction. An ever-changing scene and a comfortable home. Whatever would Wedgwood have thought about his industrial transport system being used for holidays? I'm near Stoke-on-Trent, about halfway along my journey on the Trent and Mersey Canal.
Right, here we go. Good morning. Right, breakfast. Breakfast over. Goodbye.
There's something so relaxing about waking up on a canal boat, and I can't resist the temptation of a full English.
We've had a great trip on the Trent and Mersey Canal. We started on the boat lift at Anderton, then the Middlewich Folk and Boat Festival, that was fun, and then through the tunnel, bit frightening. And we had that, well, I don't know, I thought I did my best at the Wedgwood factory to smash up all the plates they had, but we got over that. And we're now moving on to watercolouring. I've got to be a painter now. That's at Great Hayward, so on we go.
This is Great Haywood in central Staffordshire, one of the most attractive spots on the canal and a big draw for local artists.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, are you coming to join us?
Well, I'm trying to, yes. I'm not very good at painting, though.
How much have you done before?
None at all.
None.
No.
Yeah.
So here we go. So it's sort of...
I think maybe we're going to have to try again.
Oh.
Yeah,
I just,
do that.
when people do that, what are they doing when they do that? I've seen people do that.
Oh, OK. What they're doing is they're measuring. So if
Right.
you take a pencil and you measure the height of that boat, you're going to...
Just do like that.
Right, OK.
OK.
Yeah.
Got that.
Scrap that one.
All right.
Have a look at that one. Can you see that one? That one's maybe
yeah.
better.
That is a lot better, isn't it?
Yeah.
Couldn't I put a boat in, though?
You could try.
It's not in...
Get the windows in the boat.
OK, get the windows in the boat, right, quickly.
You win the Turner Prize with that.
I'm after that effect, a sort of slightly shock effect. So you think we scrap this one?
Clear it out.
How long would it take me to become the worst in this class? You know, to equal the worst?
2 weeks if you paint it at home.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Now, why do most people come? What gets them going?
Have you thought about anything else except painting in the last 15 minutes?
Certainly not.
So that's what it's all about.
I've been doing my best. What are the things that you've just got better at?
Mixing colours, what they call wet in wet.
Yes?
Where you blend the colours together while they're still wet.
Wet on wet, yeah.
Yeah.
OK, maybe that's something I could move on to later. What's good about this scene? What do you like about it?
I like those children coming up on little paddle canoes.
That's all you need, isn't it, in a scene like this? Just to add some children, and we're there, aren't we?
Yeah, it's just beautiful. It's fantastic.
Have you fallen in yet?
No, not yet.
Do you think you will?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you think you will fall in?
Yeah.
Will you be calm, or will you think you'll panic?
Be calm and we'll reach the side safely.
Yes, you'll reach us. Yes?
You won't panic because it'll make things worse. You would want to scream because you feel like you're going to drown, but you shouldn't. You
shouldn't let it out. Life jackets on as well.
We get thrown in at the end and then we go in.
We don't get thrown.
You don't get thrown in, no, you
Jump, we get out. I don't know.
Anyway, I'm very pleased to have met you.
Yeah.
And I think you're the bravest crew that I've come across.
thank
Because
you.
you're ready for anything.
Very much.
And that's good, that's what you should be.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I'm ready for anything, but maybe not watercolours. To be honest, I could do with a drink. The next bit of the journey, which I'm really looking forward to, is the run-up to the breweries of Burton-on-Trent. An expert helmsman, Leicester State, has come aboard to help me through some of the tighter locks.
Now, how bad is it if we bang the side?
No, it's not. With this speed, it's not a major problem.
Right, now then, I should bung into reverse a bit here. Thank you very much, thank you.
That's right, that's going to close now.
Now, we're the full length of this, aren't we, pretty
is.
well? Right, what have we hit? OK. That's good. Whoops.
As far as I'm concerned, I've been to Venice. I like Venice, but hey, I like this. Venice has got great architecture.
It's got a
of course.
few things in its
Yes,
favour.
of course it
Yeah.
has, but...
Hasn't got fields, though.
no, it hasn't.
Hasn't got moorhens, has
No,
it?
it hasn't, no, Canada geese.
As we approach Burton, you get a whiff of what the town is famous for. You can smell the hops from far away, and soon the canal snakes through the brewery buildings.
What's that? That's...
That's part of the brewery. It covers quite a wide area.
It connects them to the canal, doesn't it? I mean, that's why they're here. It's
Yes.
one of the reasons.
Oh, yes.
And actually, a rather good way of moving beer, isn't it? So we're on the canal. We could do with some beer. But you've got to be careful. Driving a canal boat under the influence? Is that an offence?
Yes, well...
Can we do that? It's been wonderful.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
No, it
You're
really
welcome.
has. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Take care of yourself.
OK.
For over 100 years, the canal would help transform Burton's long-established brewing industry. Then, rail and road transport took over. Marstons have been making their beer in the same way for centuries. For some people, it's more than a business, it's a religion, as one of the staff, Meryl Jackson, knows only too well.
And to some people, it's the Cathedral of Brewing.
The Cathedral of Brewing?
Yes, very much so.
To make beer, you need 4 ingredients: water, barley, hops, and most importantly, yeast. It's the yeast that produces fermentation and so the alcohol.
These are the troughs with all the yeast, and that's what makes the beer alcoholic, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And this yeast keeps growing, and we're using the same strain of yeast for over 100 years.
Because it doesn't die?
No, it doesn't die.
It goes on living?
Propagates. Yes, it does.
And so that means that theoretically, well, the beer will taste the same?
Yes, it will.
Master brewer Adrian Oliver and his team make sure there's still plenty of variation in their beers.
Hello, Adrian. You're the head brewer, aren't you?
Correct, yes.
And you're going to give me a few tastings?
Yes. That's brewed with lightly killed malt.
Excellent.
Golden ale.
OK.
Classic bitter.
That's OK.
An English stout.
Yeah. Which is the most alcoholic?
It's the classic bitter.
I'll have a few more of those.
And after a few drinks and some Dutch courage, I submit myself to a rigorous test.
OK, now we get the blind tasting. Give me the first one, Adrian. Right, here we go. Right, and that is the stout. This is the one with the apricot peaches and goodness knows what. That's called, what, the golden ale. Now that is the pale ale. Well, I know the last one because it's classic bitter.
You're an excellent student, 4 out of 4.
What have I won? That's good, isn't it?
And it is good because canals can take you to places and give you experiences that you've never had before.